Hello. Today we're going to work on correcting errors with conditional sentences. A good idea is to download the worksheet in the description, try to fix the errors on your own, and then watch the video to check your work. Let's get started. If I was you, I will buy a lot of things from the grocery store. My problem here is I have a unreal future conditional or unreal present or future conditional. In this situation, if I was you, well, I'm not you. So that's an unreal condition. And for those types of conditions, we use if plus past simple and then would plus the verb. But if my verb is be, I don't use was, I use were. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what we do for these unreal present or future conditionals. And then in the second part of the sentence, I will use would instead of will. And of course, because I have if in the beginning, I'll have a comma. So it would be, if I were you, I would buy. That's how we would form that one. Tonight, if it rains, I will probably go to a movie. This is talking about tonight, so that's a future conditional. And for future conditional, we use if plus the present simple and then some future verb tense in the main part of the sentence. If I look here at the top, if it, now it is my subject, so I need if it rains, and then I'll put a comma there. And then I've got that sentence fixed. If it rains, I will probably go to a movie. If Dan had elected president, would we have all these problems? This problem is with had elected. Now, this is actually a mixed conditional because I have this past condition, if Dan elected, and then a present result, these problems now. So to form that, we would use if plus the past perfect, and then the would plus the verb for a mixed conditional. The problem with this one is this if Dan had elected, that is actually passive. The people elected Dan, so it needs to be passive. So to form the passive of past perfect would be if Dan had been elected. Had been plus V3. And the rest of the sentence is all correct. Next one. If I had spent more time on my writing, I would have get a better grade. Two problems in this one. First with had spend and would have get. This is a past condition, and for past conditions we use if plus past perfect, had plus V3, and then would have plus the V3. So the correct one would be if I had spent, that's the past perfect, and the second part of the sentence, I would have gotten for American English or got for British English. I wouldn't drove a fancy car if I have $1 million. This would be an unreal situation. I do not have $1 million. So that's unreal. So we'll use if plus a past simple, would plus the verb. So it would be, I wouldn't drive a fancy car if I had $1 million. So if I had. And wouldn't drive, it's just the base form of the verb after wouldn't. And another problem, the comma there. When if is in the middle of the sentence, we don't have a comma. We only have a comma when if is at the beginning. Would you donated all your money to charity if you won the lottery? This is an unreal situation because I definitely did not win the lottery. So it's if plus past simple and would plus the verb. So in the would part, I have would you donated. This is a problem. I just used the base form after would. So would you donate all your money to charity if you won the lottery? My other problem has to do with that comma. I don't put a comma when if comes in at the end of the sentence. If my car breaks down while I'm driving home, I will call a tow truck. So this is a possible thing that happens. So we would just use the future conditional, which would be if plus present, will plus the verb. So if my car breaks down, problem is car is the subject, break is the verb. I need if my car breaks down while I am driving home, comma, I will call a tow truck because I have if at the beginning of that sentence. If Fred had being a better student when he was younger, he would have went to Harvard University. He didn't go to Harvard University. And he wasn't a better student. So this would be an unreal past conditional. So it should be if plus past perfect and then would have plus V3. So if Fred had been, that's my past perfect, a better student, he would have gone to Harvard University. Had I known you were sick, I would have helped. Problem here with had I known. Sometimes we use had I known, and it means the same thing as if I had known. Those two mean the same thing. So to fix this, it should be the V3 after had. Had I known you were sick, I would have helped. I could also say, if I had known you were sick, I would have helped. Both of those would be correct. Now I have a wish. I wish we don't have any more homework. After the verb wish, and this is for a present wish. I wish this right now. We have wish, and then the verb after it's going to be past simple. So here we have don't have. This needs to be past simple. I wish we didn't have any more homework. Okay, so with wish, the verb that comes after usually gets stepped back. If it's present, it steps back to past. If it's past, steps back to past perfect. Oh, I wish the teacher will stop talking and talking and talking. Yes, this is a future wish, and will is going to change to would, or if it's can, we would use could. If it's is going to, it will change to were going to. So the sentence, I wish the teacher would stop talking. Yes, if you think that's true, fine, I'll stop talking. That's the end of the video. Have a great day. Please subscribe and share with your friends.